On November 15th at 4:30, two females were traveling in a vehicle heading home after a big dog walk at Big Hill Springs, which is just west of Airdrie. The vehicle lost control and was struck by an oncoming truck, creating significant damage to the vehicle and injuring all of those involved. One occupant was able to ambulate out, but the other was severely injured and sadly disfigured. This patient could not be moved until the vehicle could be cut apart by the fire department. Despite being a cold evening, Jayme stayed in the vehicle for over 20 minutes, ensuring the patient's C-spine was stable and that her airway was clear. The patient's injuries were extensive and showed signs of severe brain injury, along with multiple limb fractures. Jayme knew that these injuries would likely not have a positive outcome. Despite her own emotions at the time, she continued to press on, extricating this patient. It was with great relief to her that STARS Air Ambulance landed at the same time as the patient was being extricated, and the decision was made to rapidly transport this patient from scene to hospital. They loaded her in the helicopter and took off to their destination. Jayme cleared her haul and made her way home. A short time after arriving home, there was a knock on the door. It was the RCMP. Jayme's daughter was at the Foothills emergency room. With very little information at hand, the RCMP rushed Jayme to the Foothills. On entering the room, to her horror, she found the girl who she had sat with in the back of the crumpled vehicle, keeping alive so a family could say goodbye, and due to the extent of her injuries was unrecognizable, was Jayme's own daughter. Jayme unknowingly was keeping her own daughter alive. As both a parent and a first responder, I can tell you this is beyond a nightmare that any of us could have conceived.
Nobody wants to go through anything like this, and I just want my baby girl's memory to live on, and I want everybody to know how much she meant to us and how much she means to all of my coworkers. They'd call her a firecracker. She would love fiercely if you were her friend. She would love you to the end of the world and back, and she would do anything for you. She was a fighter, and she fought until the day that she died.